hello everyone, and welcome to another Tarot Chat with Jay. I have a hashtag today. It's Pip Hooray! I have finally found a Pip deck that cracked the Rosetta Stone for me. I get the code. I get the code now. I understand Pips, and it's all due to Minerva Siegel and Lisa the Nini 2021, the Alice in Wonderland tarot deck from Disney. I know, dude, Disney of all people. So this came out recently. Apparently Disney released a lot of their material recently, so there's been a lot of dumping of these cards into the market, really. But this one found its way to me on vacation on the Cape out in Hyannis, Massachusetts, and it's really one of the first Pip decks that I purchased, and boy howdy am I glad I did. The cards are really like plasticky, bendy and plasticky, pretty thin, but they shuffle really well. And the guidebook is super good. It's written in a really Disney sort of referencing the Lewis Carroll book, the original Disney movies. That's sort of my trope that I'm referring to. Definitely, you know, straight from the book sort of thing. But it's very conversational. Like they're talking about the Empress, which is the Queen of Hearts, and saying how the Empress is encouraging and wonderful to all, and encourages fertility and creativity, and perhaps she should listen to her own message. So it's got a funny little tongue-in-cheek. So we begin with the Fool, of course, Alice as the Fool, and she's off on the path, and she has Dinah, her cat, as opposed to the Rider-Waite dog that we see following in the Fool's footsteps. The Magician is the Mad Hatter, as above, so below, and you also get that alchemy. What a funny little choice this is, with his number on his hat representing Mercury. So it brings true alchemy into this little version. It's just very subtle and very clever. We have number 3, the High Priestess, is renamed as Mystery, and we have our grinning cat, who also reappears as the Crescent Moon. Empress we talked about. We have our Emperor to match. The Hierophant as the sister on the bank, the reality that we come back to. The learning in the book without any pictures. So yeah, it's just, I love how it's referencing that Lewis Carroll. We have True Dodson. We have the pair rather than the lovers are Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I think that's very clever. And it brings in, like I said, more of that. It's not just about who we choose as a love partner, but the deep connections that we forge and keep throughout the journey. Also, I like how a lot of these cards have these little sun rays at the top. Ooh, and while we're this close, these are the backs, and the backs have, rather than the 4 elements that you might see, it has elements that are relevant to the story of the tea party. We have a teapot, a big star, we have a rose, a heart, a stack of teacups, the little bracketing, and the wild woods at the end. So I love all the graphic design choices that have been made in this deck. The Chariot, that's fantastic. It's Alice in the ink bottle in a sea of her own tears that she's cried. We have Strength as the Tiger Lily. Hermit, adorable. The mouse in his snoozing away in his little teacup. The Wheel of Fortune is the caucus race. That's so clever and so random. Love that. Justice is the Emperor with his, in the final scene, with his mallet. Suspension, rather than the hanged one. Alice in the tunnel. So, perfect. Alice falling down the rabbit hole. and transformation rather than death. And it's our blue caterpillar with these golden slippers and just the loveliest expression, and the foliage in the back has turned brown, not green, to represent death and transformation. Love that choice. Temperance, it's all the drink me, eat me, day and night. Here's our water flowing, here's our iris. Everything is there. It's gorgeous. And temptation for the devil. And I love this choice. The Pied Piper aspect of the walrus. Woo! Dropped one. Gotta get it. Gotta catch them all, right? So, that's funny. Of all the ones to fly, it's temptation. We have Alice as the tower. After she's gotten too big to control anything, nothing is holding, this whole thing has to come down and start again, and needs a bit of a rebuild, and needs a lizard with a ladder. We have the white rose as the star of the garden. Here's the moon. Once again, it's Alice and the water and the Cheshire Cat's smile. The grin is the moon, and it's reflected here in the water with nothing else, only the reflection of the moon. So it's got this absolute, it's here, it disappears, it's here, it disappears aspect to it. The sun up here, our queen Alice at the tea party, radiating. We have Judgment as the white rabbit, trumpeting the sound, and the world, where Alice is back on the shore amid daisies sleeping, and was it all a dream? So I fell in love with the majors, but what I'm actually here, X minutes later, to talk to you about is the minors. Teacups as cups. Hedgehogs as pants, flowers as wands, and swords as spears. And it's the teacups. Because at first glance, it's 2 cups, 3 cups, 4 cups, 5 cups. You might say, oh, it's lazy pips. It's pips without information. It's pips without scenes. It's pips without hints. Actually, no. The prints on all the teacups are different, and that's what tells you what's going on. Here we have 2, and one of the florals is going this way, one of the florals is coming this way. It's that 2 of cups and choice and juggling and balance and that sort of this and that aspect. Here in the 3, we see 3 stars, and it's the 3 graces, and they're each one having this little explosion, and they're working together in this beautiful dancing harmony. Our 4 of Cups shows us the Bodhi tree, under which you sit and wait and meditate, because you're busy with 3 and not quite ready for 4. We see the tree come up, arc over, and give us a place to sit and give us a place to rest. Here in the 5s, we see the mended broken cups, and we are focused on the 3. We're not ready. We're still in that grieving, mending process. We're seeing the cracks and the pieces that are missing, what's lost and what's spilt. We're not seeing the golden seams that are holding it together and allowing us to move on. This is the still stuck in it card. This is our childhood nostalgia card. And here on the cups is the tiny little blue flower print that was on the casserole dishes in my 1970s childhood kitchen of avocado and mustard when it was time for tuna noodle casserole. This is the dish it came in. This is the print. This is my childhood. This is Happy Nostalgia card. And this card is the one that keyed it in. It was like 6 cups. Nostalgia? Wait, I remember that print. I recognized it. And that's what clicked the whole thing for me. And why I think that this Alice in Wonderland Disney Tarot deck is my Pip Pip Hooray, I finally get it deck. Here we see in the 7s, this is Cloud in the Sky. Any cup has a beautiful dreaming possibility for you. We see this overall beautiful cloud landscape. Here in the 8s, we see the path that we're walking away. We're walking away from something bigger to something in the future. It is a golden path. We're leaving something ordered and beautiful, but the way is clear. They're stacked up for us. And here, little 9 of cups stacked on a shelf like a set. Each one matched, each one lovely, no chips, no breaks, no mismatching. It's just all set up for you. It's just, don't even choose, just take all of them, as opposed to the 7 card that we saw. And here, number 10 for our teacups, it's the Happy Legacy, and we see the tree, the branches, the family tree, the work we've done coming up to this gorgeous triumphant star at the top. It's just absolutely beautiful, that rainbow arching over, that movement that we're seeing, that legacy triumph card. So I want to take a little pause here, friends, and say thank you very much for joining me today, looking at this amazing deck, and to my subscribers that have been hanging on, waiting for me, wondering what's been going on. My friends, last year was Ace of Swords. I had thoughts, ideas, conversation. I opened the lid and let Pandora at it. 48 videos, I think it was, between when I started and a year and a day. So thank you so much for that. It was absolutely amazing. And then it was winter and it was the new year, and it's Ace of Pentacles for me this year. I need to sit back, take a breath, meditate, take a little time, and that's why I haven't been the presence I was last year, but I'm so glad to still be able to be chatting at a camera and talking tarot, because it's something I truly love, and I'm so glad to have found a Pip deck that I truly understand. So do you have a Pip deck that works for you? If you do, it's Pip Pip Hooray. I'll put that in the description. Have a wonderful witching day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been Jay.